All right, we're live here on YouTube. Eyes up here, extras. Or no, not extra. Eyes up here, recording. I've been doing extras all afternoon, so I'm kind of geared for that. But we're here on YouTube live on a Friday afternoon.
I feel like we haven't done YouTube in like forever.
It's been a few weeks.
It's been a while, huh?
Couple of weeks.
Glad to be back. And I just tweeted it out, so we'll get a couple more people in the room. But if you wanna start, we can get it going.
Absolutely. 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's continue this week here. It's Eyes Up Here. We are on YouTube. We are rocking and rolling. We are strutting and strolling. And we are live. And I, of course, am the one and only Chadster. If you didn't know by now, that's my name. But I'm joined here by the one and only Queen of Extreme. It's Francine.
Happy Friday, everyone. And thanks for joining. Let's just say a couple hellos really quick. Everybody Turns is here. William, my girl Betty Bango is here. Hello, lovey-dovey. Ted's here. Anthony's here. Michael's here. Ren's here. People are pouring into the chat. Love to see it. Our numbers are going up on YouTube. Super excited about that. We've been trying to post a couple new videos a week. So you've been doing a great job with the thumbnails. People are loving your thumbnails. After you put up the ass shot of me, our ratings went through the roof. So
I told you that day, I said, be prepared for the thumbnail. That's all I said. I said, be prepared for the thumbnail.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? I don't want to exploit my tag team partner here, but damn it, we need some views.
That's true. And it worked. And we have a lot of good different topics up there that people are into. So I'm excited because this past week I vlogged, and it is going to be the best two-parter, I think, in YouTube history. In my opinion. It was a road trip, 2-day road trip with the Sandman. And I won't say too much, but it'll be ready for next week, and I can't wait for y'all to see it. And man, our most watched video, I think, is over 13,000 views. I want to get this one to surpass that.
That would be incredible. That would be incredible.
It needs to. So we need everybody's support and everybody to watch it. Welcome, guys. Welcome in. Gobbledygookers here. Gary, Miguel. Everybody's coming in the room. So yeah, it's been a really good week, and I wanted to do a live here and say hi to everybody. So happy Friday afternoon to all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a Friday afternoon. It means the weekend is ahead of us. For us in the other part of the country, we're getting a lot of rain. The hurricane is in its tail end, I guess. Maybe in Florida, is it over yet? But looking at a wet week, my games are already canceled for tomorrow. That's how much rain we're getting.
Yeah, prayers to everybody in the Florida area who got hit with Hurricane Ian.
I mean, my name's Chad, but you know.
Oh, is it? Okay.
When Hurricane Ian comes in, but it also brings the thunder.
Oh, yeah. No, very, very sad to watch the reports across the state of Florida. It's so scary. I want to move to Florida like really, really badly, but then you see stuff like that and you're like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, prayers and love to everybody down in Florida, and death toll. I don't even know how many hundreds of people died, and houses have been destroyed. And I mean, the shark in the middle of the street, just swimming down the street. Where do you see that? You know what I mean? It's crazy stuff was happening. So the videos that were out there were intense, man.
Yeah, insane. But if you survived, good for you.
Yeah, God bless you.
You did something right. If you had to evacuate, get out of Dodge, and you did, then
some people didn't. Some people were like, I'm not leaving. This is my house, and I'm going to stay here. And the videos are insane. I mean,
and then you watch them go.
It's crazy. I mean, my ass would have been in that car so fast. I would have been out of there. Like, get me somewhere safe, But hopefully, people can rebuild. It's happened before, and people rebuild, and it's just sad to watch. Mother Nature is intense, man.
Mother Nature can be a bitch.
She really can. But again, our prayers are with you guys, and whew, that was
Uh,
that was the big story of this week.
Well, I have a big story that I'd like to get your
Oh,
opinion on.
oh,
This was a big story in the wrestling world, but I want to start with this kind of early because it's pressing. It's very pressing. Did you get blocked by Teddy Long?
I did not get blocked by Teddy Long, and it's so weird. I went on Twitter one day. My whole timeline was Teddy, 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 and I said, "What did Teddy do?" I've always known Teddy to be very personable and very nice and kind to me, and everybody was saying they got blocked by him. So here he was hacked, and not by the Sandman. He was hacked, and yeah, somebody got into his account and was, I guess, blocking people. I don't know, weird stuff. But he was trending, so he was thankful for it. He did that. Hey players, this is Teddy Long, and I'm trending. I was like, good for you, sir.
He
So
blocked basically, you consider yourself lucky or unlucky that he blocked basically everybody in the wrestling
he
bubble.
didn't, though. It was whoever hacked his account.
They had, I mean, I was just looking at some of the lists, it was like Renee Young, Paige, Soraya, Shazza McKenzie, Brandy Lauren, all these WWE people were getting blocked left and right. And at first you think maybe he's going on like some sort of meltdown and saying like, F this, I'm done with the wrestling world. But no, just a stupid hacker. But when Teddy Long get trending, wasn't it on a weekend too? Wasn't it like a random day of the week? Like,
I don't know, but
incredible.
I had, like I said, I just logged on and everything was Teddy this and Teddy that. And I mean, I think Teddy's great, but he was never mentioned that much, that I saw on my timeline. Everybody was like, did you hear what happened to Teddy? I was like, what? And here he was hacked. So I was not a victim of the blocking.
Well, that's good. How far do you have to get to block somebody?
Wow. I think they would have to just be disgusting or say something very vile. I think I don't know. You can tell how many people you've blocked, probably about 50.
Okay.
Around there.
Gotta cross that inappropriate line, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Some
Okay.
people just, and then there's the guys who just are trolls and they want you to block them. They get off on blocking them or you putting them. I never understood the wrestlers who would retweet put them over. I never understood that. It's like, don't give these people attention. Just either mute them or block them and make them go away. Like, why are you going to retweet their shit for everyone to see and put them over? I don't get that.
I don't get it either. How about, has anybody blocked you that you were surprised blocked you kind of like out of nowhere?
Probably.
You were like, oh, come on.
Yeah, probably. I can't think off the top of my head, but probably. I don't really do Twitter feuds. Most of them are works anyway. I mean, let's face it. Most of them belong to storylines or angles and stuff like that. I don't really have any feuds going on that I'm aware of.
Who would want to feud with you? You're just so nice and lovable to everybody.
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there who hate me, but for the most part, I try to be peace and love and rainbows, unicorns, and sunshine. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Only on days that end in Y.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Also, most importantly for today, let's throw this up here, just super like you would in the arena. Super chat.
Yes.
Super chat.
Yes. So, anything that you guys want to super chat to us is much appreciated. It goes back into the channel. We do try to have a raffle at the end. I have the good old Charles chip jar here, like I always do. So for every $5 that you donate to the channel, there's a prize. This week it is the triple threat, which I will be signing as well. So you'll get me and Shane Douglas's Hancock on there. And $5 gets you in the drawing, and we'll do that at the end of Eyes Up Here today. So we'd appreciate your support. And there you
go. See it a little bit better now. So Francine is going to sign this.
Yes.
I'm going to send it up to her. It's signed by the franchise, the classic shot of the triple threat. If you notice, cut off at just the perfect spot. So yeah, I've signed this. You can sign right over your boobies.
The
There you go.
boobs are being pushed up in that picture, which is great. So yeah, for like I said, $5, you get put in the Charles chip jar, and we appreciate the support.
Yeah, please, let's do it. I love a nice blue paint pen, gonna go perfecto. You pull out your bag of tricks. You have a very nice rainbow plethora of paint pen. So
I do. I bought the whole kit for like $36 or something off of Amazon, because when I had my action figures, they come up so well on the plastic casing. And I was told to buy these paint pens because they're the best in the business. So I said, okay. And they were like $100 million, but I bought them and I
it's
have them.
impressive to me. The paint, pen plethora,
Yeah,
touches me because that's my thing. So
that's your
I like that a
thing.
lot.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? Everybody say happy birthday, belated birthday to the Chadster. He turned the big 40 this past week. Yeah. Yeah. You don't
That's
look a day
terrible.
over 43.
I mean, I think looking pretty good. Wearing the white shirt today. I'm like kind of feeling a little less black. I usually wear black. So
Oh, okay. Chad was not a wrestler, Jack Vegetables. No. He
no, not a wrestler. Never wanted to train to be a wrestler. Always wanted to work in the business. Have worked in the business. Worked for WWE in production, and have worked for other independent organizations. But no, never wanted to be a wrestler ever.
mm-hmm.
What do you is that surprising? Somebody
No.
who
I never did either.
Well, it's those unlikely folks such as yourself.
I never dreamed about being a wrestler till I became about 19, 20 years old. So it wasn't a lifelong dream of mine either, but some things just kind of fall into your lap and you just go with it. And that's what I did. So, but this week for me, hold on. Is it Hensey?
I'm going to say Hensey.
Hensey, yes, William Hensey, $5 super chat. Get it started. Hey, Chad and Francine, happy birthday, Chadster. William, thank you for that $5 super chat, and you are going in the Charles chip jar.
Chad looks like he could be part of the Public Enemy. I'll take that.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, William. We appreciate you. There you go. So this week was a good week for me, and we discussed it on Eyes Up Here. We're doing a double shot today, so we're recording 2 episodes, but I had stem cell, what is it called? Stem cell.
I don't know what they would call it. Is it like infusion or like
I
some
had
sort
stem
of
cell
entry
stuff.
into your body?
Yes, I had stem cell stuff done this week. And I took Sandman with me, and those were the pictures that you saw on Twitter and the tweets. We had gone for 2 days, and man, let me tell you, my neck is feeling better, and it is a miracle worker. And if anybody out there is able to get it done, because it's incredible what they do. And the episode that we just recorded has the 2 gentlemen that I worked with, and all the information that you'll need, and you'll see that depending on what order we put these on. I don't know, but
TBD.
Yeah, it was incredible, and I'm doing it again. I'm going back and doing it for another time. But Sandman and I together, I'm telling you, it's a sitcom for a cable series, because there's language and sexual innuendos. But what a good time the 2 of us have together. I mean, nonstop laughter. He's one of the best travel buddies I have, and can't wait to go again. Such a good time. So we had a lot.
I wish that we could do Sandman once a month. Like, here you guys are in the car.
There we are. Yes, that was him coming and picking me up, and gosh, so fun, so fun.
Do we use a little filter on the Sandman here? He's got a little filterage going on.
Little filter, yeah. A little filter never hurt. It was early in the morning. I was tired. Stuck the filter on,
Yeah, the guys that did your treatment absolutely tell you everything you ever needed to know about this procedure or this appointment. It's fascinating what you guys put your bodies through and what rewards you get.
Sam, look at Sam. how do you say that? Sam Rose
Sam Morosco.
Morosco 2002 $30 super chat. Sam, we love you. Sam, great group picture. What are some of your favorite horror movies? And what does your Thanksgiving dinner look like? I'm just curious, like the Monkey George. Well, first of all, Sam, you wait, 510. That's 6 entries.
Six, yeah, 6.
Oh my God, where'd you go to school?
Sorry,
Sam,
I was thinking.
You go in 6 times in the Charles Chip jar. So thank you for that. To answer your question, I used to love horror movies. I've said this so many times. Horror movies was my thing. I loved Troma. If anybody knows what Troma is, it's like a Z horror movie group, but they were great. Like when blood shoots out, you literally see the tube with the blood coming out of it. They were great, but I have to say some of the classics are my favorite, like Halloween, maybe like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, stuff like that. The first Saw, the first Scream. I don't like the really gory movies where they're continuously like blood, like anymore, because I have children. I can't watch that stuff. But like Halloween is still scary to me, and you don't really see anything. Just the music scares me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no,
you know he's there and he's coming. And if you guys like Halloween, I'll tell you what, and you don't live in the Florida area, go to YouTube and watch Halloween Horror Night videos. They have some amazing mazes, and I hate Halloween. I am not a Halloween type of girl, but I love watching these mazes and seeing the YouTubers go through the mazes and react to the scare actors. There's some really cool stuff. This year they have a new house. It's The Weeknd, the singer.
Yeah.
All of his videos are based on like scary stuff, like horror movies and stuff. He has his own house this year. And it's him throughout the house trying to kill you. It's amazing. So you need to go watch it and check that out. But thank you so much, Sam, for the super chats. And I'm writing your name 6 times on these papers.
What does your Thanksgiving dinner look like?
Oh, my Thanksgiving dinner. So before my mother got ill, we would always travel to my sister's house, and I would always make the stuffing. The stuffing consisted of, and I have it on my YouTube channel. I cooked the stuffing. I made 10 pounds of stuffing for everybody. My mom can no longer travel, and we've been stuck at home for like the last 2 since COVID, I guess. And then she couldn't travel after that. So now we just buy food that everybody likes, and nobody likes turkey in this house. So we never do turkey anymore. We just get what people like. We go to Wegmans and they have a selection. It's not like I have to slave for 6 hours and cook. We just get what everybody likes, but we used to have the traditional one. We can't do it anymore though, because mom can't travel. So that's where we're at. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. And you don't have 50 million things of turkey left over that nobody eats, you know?
I get rid of it. Yeah, I keep it for a day and we get rid of it. I usually give it all to my mom because I just don't want it in the house because it's always too much.
Yeah, and I'm not a turkey person. I like lunch meat turkey, but I don't like turkey like real turkey, I guess you can call it. So that's what we do, but we have like a potluck kind of thing.
I am a pure Nightmare on Elm Street is my go-to for the horror. So during this lead up to Halloween, we'll probably watch a handful of them, 2 or 3, because they're the best ones.
All right. Ted, $10 super chat. Will there be a naked Sandman in the upcoming vlog? Partially.
Oh.
Partially. And that's all I can say. If that's a sell for you, then the answer is yes.
Am I gonna have to get my blur on? Am I gonna have to start?
When I tell you it's hilarious, I mean, there were times when the camera is shaking so hard, I'm laughing my ass off. It's just ridiculousness throughout the whole video. But thank you for the super chat. You're going in twice. to the Charles chip jar. We love the Charles chip jar.
William wants to know, or we're saying Francine and Chad at a haunted house. Let's do it. Let's
We
go.
should. You know, it's funny. Sandman and I were saying how great we are as a team vlogging because we have so much fun together. And we were thinking of things to do. And I was like, you know what we should do? We should go through a haunted house. I said this to him yesterday. I said, I am scared shitless. And how funny would it be? I've only been through one my whole life. And it was myself, Tommy Dreamer, Lou D'Angeli, and his girlfriend at the time. The four of us were in Florida. And I don't know if it was the one, there's a classic one with a giant skull. It might have been that one. But I remember standing there and I didn't want to go through it. And I was so scared. And there was like the Grim Reaper was at the door. And he was just kind of like staring. And he could see that I was scared. And he got his, I don't know, what's that called?
The staff?
Staff. And he went like this and he pointed to me and he goes, "You're going to lead the pack." And I was like,
Ooh.
no. And he made me get in the front of the line because I was like, I was literally crapping my pants.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, "No, bro, she's not doing it." And he grabbed my arm and he pulled me to the side or whatever. We get into the place and somebody stabbed me by accident with one of the fake, it was the Scream guy. They go like this with the fake knives and I was stabbed. And like Tommy pushed him and then the other guy whispered something in my ear that Tommy was stupid or something. And then the fight broke out and then we were asked to leave. We got kicked out of the haunted house. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Can't take you ECW folk anywhere.
And then we said EC Dub as we left the building. But yeah, it was crazy. So that was the only time I was ever in a haunted house, a haunted maze. So
a haunted maze. Yeah, they don't. I mean, I kind of laugh at them because they can be over the top. Like I told you, Terror Behind the Walls in Philly, I went to with high expectations. It was so let down. It was not scary. It was just a bunch of people jumping out and saying boo. But
right.
There's a Troma movie called Killer Condom. LOL. Since you were speaking about Troma.
Brentomania, Killer Condom. I think I might have had that one. I sold. Thank you for the super chat, Brent. By the way, you're going in the Charles chip jar. I sold a bunch of my. I had them all on VHS, obviously, but I sold them on eBay a long time ago. I can't remember how many. I must have had like 40 Troma movies. There were so many of them. Killer Condom. I think that was one of them. It was probably. I love Tromeo and Juliet. That was one of my favorite ones. They had some good. The one about the green slime. What was that called? Brent, do you know what I'm talking about?
Toxic
Avenger.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, that one. I had them all. Yeah, they were great.
Always good for a little boobage as well.
Oh yeah. So I was at. I want to say I was at Chiller Theater. I think it was there, and I was doing a signing, and a representative from Troma came over and said, "Oh, we would use something like we would use you in one of our movies." And I was like, "Yeah, I would have to show my boobs, right?" And the guy was like, "No, thanks anyway." But that's
everybody. You just had 50,000 fans around the world just go, "Oh."
Well, this was also 20 years ago. It wasn't like a recent thing. So.
Nukem High, that's my favorite Troma movie. Ren just mentioned Nukem High. I love Nukem
High. Yeah, I think I saw that one. I used to just buy them off of eBay all the time and just watch them on my weekends that I didn't have any bookings. I loved Troma so much. It was great. They go for a bit of money on eBay, Brent. Well,
yes, they do.
I sold mine like 20 years ago as a box set. I remember throwing all of them in this big, heavy box and just shipping them out. I didn't make that much either. But I just want to get rid of them,
So. Go to Troy Plummer's question before Maddie has one, but go to Troy first.
My question, Queen, is how come ECW never did a Halloween event pay-per-view? I'd love to know why. That's something you would have to ask Paul Heyman. I don't know. We were running. Didn't we have one? Was it every other month we ran pay-per-views? Did we have 6 a year or?
After 97, I don't. Was it
Well, yeah.
6? It had to be at least 5 or 6
I
for
think it
the
was every
year.
2 months. It wasn't every month, I don't believe.
Right. But you
I think
did
every 2
themed
months.
shows that wasn't necessarily a pay-per-view. It might have been an ECW arena show where it had a theme to it. But
Yeah.
the
I
one that
know
I always reference is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Iverson.
And no, it's God, I was just trying to pull the name up. The show in Connecticut in October '97.
Oh, where they did the costumes?
Yes, where Shane dresses up as Dean Douglas, Candido dresses up as Skip, and Blue Meanie dresses up as Shawn Michaels, and they do a whole parody in the ring before you. Oh, this is great. We were going to watch this one. Candido and Shane versus Furnace and LaFon,
Okay.
and you get involved at the end. And the reason I was going to bring it up is because Phil LaFon calls you. I can't remember if it was a tramp or it was. It's got to come to me. But it was for Phil LaFon. It was a little out there. I was surprised.
Oh, really? Did he
But
get a good pop from it?
got a huge pop. But that was a Halloween show that I can remember.
Maddie F&D, $5 super chat. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. What are some of your standout moments to you recently, and why is it Sami Zayn?
Got to give it to Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. So I'm out of the loop. What's Sami Zayn doing? Maddie, thank you for the super chat. You're going in the Charles Chip jar, by the way. What's Sami Zayn up to?
So Sami Zayn is paired with the Bloodline at the moment. He's like a hanger-on to the Roman Reigns faction, the Bloodline, with the Usos, Heyman, and then Solo Sikoa, who's their recently debuted brother. And Sami is like, it started off, Sami was doing like a conspiracy theory style character, and it got over because it was very funny. And he then branched off and linked on to the Bloodline, but has always been on the outside looking in, right? So it looked like over the last couple of weeks that they were gonna be pushing towards him getting kicked out. But he's like sacrificed himself so the guys don't get hit with chairs. He's gotten like super kicks so he doesn't get, Roman doesn't get hurt. And last week on SmackDown, they had this very dramatic thing where Roman tells him to take the shirt off and never wear the Bloodline shirt ever again, only to give him an honorary Us t-shirt. And the place went nuts.
Oh, very cute. Okay.
But he's doing great work. Sami Zayn is on top of his game.
Fun. That sounds like a fun angle. Good for him. Awesome. Well, yeah, it's that's my standout moment then, Sami Zayn. I'm going to go back and watch his stuff and enjoy every minute of it.
Let me ask you this. Have you seen Saraya, formerly known as Paige, debuting in AEW and kind of the response that's come out of that?
Yeah, so I saw on Twitter, I saw her debut, so to speak. She was in a red jacket, I believe. Yeah, monster pop, so good. What's funny to me is, you have to clear the ring, right? But there's like 12 girls on the outside. They could have all easily jumped her. She was alone.
Yeah.
Come on now. But she looked great. She got a great response. I'm wondering if she's cleared to actually wrestle. Like, what is her role going to be there? Do you know?
Apparently, it looks like not cleared to wrestle, and will only be like, I guess, some sort of enforcer in the women's division of some sort.
Okay.
Which it kind of is a letdown because you want to see her, even though she's not cleared. She's got her neck issue, but they're putting a lot behind somebody new again that they're bringing in. And this is the problem that I think a lot of people run into with AEW. They don't give you time to breathe. So now they're trying to build this women division up. And now we have this giant megastar that's here. She can't wrestle. She's just the enforcer. And it seems like you're either way against that or you're way for it.
Yeah. Well, I thought she looked great and she got a great response. So hopefully they use her correctly in some capacity. Another girl that I saw, I guess it was her debut, or I could be mistaken, but she came out with Vicky. She did the Four Horsewomen. I believe she's Jamie, is her name Jamie something Sahir, or I'm trying to go off memory. I can't remember what her name is. But everybody was saying how horrible her promo was. Do you know?
Oh yeah, no, I saw that one. It was bad. I can't remember her name, but it was brutal.
I felt bad for her. I mean, she was getting a reaction from the live crowd, but she was kind of going off and like hollering at the crowd and then screaming at, I guess, us at home, and then
Yeah.
going back to the crowd. And like Vicky first looked confused, but then she was just like playing it off like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I was trying to follow because as a casual fan, I don't know what the gimmick is. So I don't know. She's a cute girl.
Yeah. And she debuted in her hometown and was like supposed to be kind of tearing it down, but did this whole thing about how when her family immigrated to the United States, they
Right.
made her welcomed. And now the rage, it's like, your convictions are a little backwards if you're a heel.
It's a shame because she's getting the heat for it, but who wrote the promo?
Well, that's a good point.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody's on this girl's back, but who wrote that promo for her? So again, people trash the wrestlers, but you got to think like, did she come up with that, or did somebody give her that script and say, "Hey, this is what you have to do"?
Yeah. No, it was not good from what I saw. But let me just ask you quickly with Soraya. Overcome a lot in like a 10-year span when she came to the States, because from the very illustrious British wrestling family, but has had high highs, has had low lows, and has had some incidents where she's been high. What do you think this girl's been through over the last 10 years? I mean, it's been an incredible ride from what we've seen so far.
I mean, you just said it, again, people make their own choices, and we know technology's out there. We know what is happening in the world, and you do things, you get caught, you have to pay the consequences. She's done some things. She's owned up to them. It's over. Move on. It's done. She's a tremendous talent. She can talk. She can work. She's got a great look. As a fan, for me, I don't care what you do in your personal life. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't affect me. As a fan, I just want to see how you perform.
Right.
Now, do I feel bad for certain people when of course you do. You know what I mean? There's certain instances where you say, oh my God, so-and-so, this happened to them or whatever. I don't have a connection with a lot of people because I don't know them.
Right.
I don't know who she is. I've never met her, but as watching her as a fan, all I'm looking at is her work. I don't care what she did. I don't care who does drugs in the parking lot. I don't care who said this to that one. I care about their work. That's what I'm looking for. Is it interesting? Yeah, it's interesting. It's none of my business. It's none of anybody's business. Stuff gets out. Stuff gets on the internet, unfortunately. You have to watch what you're doing. Everybody watch what you're doing, make the right choices, and don't do something that's going to bite you in the ass down the road.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And it seemed like, during that last little stint before she was forced out, with her injury, it just seemed like it was getting worse. And WWE had invested a lot of time and then a movie on top of all of it,
Isn't that what they do, though? Isn't that, you're riding high and then you get hurt and then it's like, oh, we don't need you anymore. Goodbye. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're like the upper echelon and you can sit there and collect that paycheck for a year or 2 years or whatever, you're disposable. 99% of talent is disposable. Let's face it.
Unfortunate, but it's crazy. True.
It's crazy. It's true. It's sad because there's people that are better than that. We know they have talent. Just because somebody in WWE doesn't think you're good enough doesn't mean another company won't make you a superstar. Right, so you move on and you keep working because you love this business. And that's it. You can't let it get you down. You got to keep going.
Very well said.
That's my opinion anyway. So, anywho, what else you got for me?
Oh, I got a lot for you. You really want some stuff? I got it.
I got it. I want it.
Yeah, plenty of stuff wrestling wise that you've missed over the last couple of weeks. Have you followed this White Rabbit conspiracy?
No, that I don't know about.
So the White Rabbit is a kind of cryptic, I guess you'd say, marketing ploy at the moment by WWE. You know how well they can do this kind of stuff. We don't know who it is, but they're inserting QR codes into their shows as of late, which are leading to these very creepy videos, as well as during intermittent commercial breaks and at the live events, they're playing the Jefferson Airplane song White Rabbit to the house crowd as a possible hint for somebody coming back. And all points lead to Bray
Bray
Wyatt, but
Wyatt.
that is unconfirmed at the moment. But this kind of marketing, I mean, this is WWE's specialty. Nobody does it better. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go find it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it. They're the way they do their packages. Like even when we were in ECW, we're like, oh my god, their packages are amazing. Like no one can compare with their packages. Outrageous. So when you said White Rabbit, I thought you were referring to somebody in a rabbit suit.
They already did that a few years ago.
Yeah, they did. They had a bunny come out, didn't
And
they?
that bunny got action figures and trading cards
Man.
and a possible, WWE Hall of Fame induction if Vince was still running it beyond. But okay, Bray Wyatt's another one. Start and stop. The guy's on top of the world. Then they beat him like crazy. We talked about the Alexa Bliss character, how that like reinvigorated the Fiend. Then the Fiend is gone. He's released. Some people say it was Vince. If you can believe it, there might have been some sort of character kind of battle between Vince and Bray as to which direction to go in.
Yeah.
Vince is usually very easy to work with, so I can't imagine that was the case, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Do you think if Bray comes back, it's the same exact character as before?
You got to think no, because
No.
there's differences in these cryptic videos that would take you away from that.
Okay.
I mean, when he was the original hillbilly, backwoods crazy man from 9 years ago, that was kind of on another level. Now, I mean, it seems like the guy's very creative. Just sucks that a creative team can't do anything to push that forward.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like when people come back I like to see if they change. Well, my thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you were over before, try it again. People like to see certain characters come back.
Yeah.
I think they would pop if the Fiend showed up. And
oh, absolutely.
So I don't know. It's interesting though. The numbers continue to rise for the shows I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Really good business since since Vince took a powder. So
isn't that unbelievable?
It's interesting. Well, no, it's really not unbelievable because a lot of the times you see people tweeting Vince doesn't know what's good in 2021 or 2022. Get with the times. And Vince is 70 something years old and he's an old man and blah, 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 blah. And so this just proves that you have a younger generation take over and they know what the wrestling fans want. I guess Vince was living in the past, and just doing things that popped him, so to speak.
It's good shit, pal.
So yeah, so we'll, it's interesting to see how they progress and who they hire, who they bring back. I love it. I think it's great. Kids that were working there and got fired and thought, geez, my career's over. I'll never work there again. And then like a year later, you get a phone. Hey kid, you want to come back? Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, wow. How great is that? I'm happy for them.
I got another interesting one for you. And this is, have you seen Candice LeRae is now back with WWE? She's the wife of Johnny Gargano, and she made her return.
I didn't know she was back. Is she in NXT or is she?
No, so she was brought up to Raw. She debuted, I believe it was in Canada, and not a big response.
Oh.
But that's also because she was a heavily featured NXT talent, had no kind of debut vignettes, had no kind of build up for her return. Just kind of shows up, wins her match, but fans were kind of complaining that there was no response in Canada. Look, Bobby Heenan used to say that Canada is the bizarro world and that they're 25 years behind. Maybe they haven't caught up to Candice LeRae, but there's another little nugget that I've been kind of following on the side in relation to her return. And that is, there are some people who are wigging out about Candice LeRae's former relationship with Joey Ryan. from a few years back. Now, remember, Joey Ryan effectively canceled by the wrestling world for his allegations in the, speaking up movement. And Candice was a mixed tag team partner of him on virtually every indie across the United States for a couple of years. And people are going after her for maybe potentially still being friendly with Joey Ryan. And it's kind of crazy, but
it's funny you mentioned that. I saw not too long ago, I saw a picture of Joey Ryan. He was working at Disneyland.
yes.
Yeah, and they fired him.
Fired him nearly immediately. I think it was the next weekend after they found out that who he was, they got rid of him.
Yeah. And people were crapping on him. Oh, the guy works at Disneyland. And I'm like, first of all, it's a job. Like, why do people shit on you? If you're a wrestler and then you don't wrestle anymore, and I'm not talking about Joey in particular, I'm just talking about any wrestlers. People crap on you when you get a real job, they call it, right? I don't get that. People are working, people are making a living. Why do you guys why do you look down on people for having real jobs after being wrestlers?
It's
that
incredible.
Makes me so angry. It's just like, you can't wrestle forever. Oh, he used to be tag team champ. Now he works at Target. Oh, it's like, so what? He got a job. He's providing money for himself and his family, or whoever. I'm not speaking down anybody in particular, but people need jobs. Like, I don't understand the hate.
Yeah.
What the hell?
The one that you just mentioned, no, you weren't mentioning him directly, but that is in that similar discussion is what everybody always says about Shane, and
right.
he publicly was in the the Target executive management for former athletes program that Target put together, 15 years ago at this point. That's another thing too. It was 15 years ago. Shane still works, and it's incredible that people still bring this up. But what they're talking about with LeRae and Joey Ryan and Johnny Gargano is, you can't stop people from being friends with people. So I think it's Johnny is following Joey still on social media, but she put out a very big statement a few years back, just absolutely demonizing the allegations against him, saying, I don't condone this. I don't know anything about it. And I'm sorry for all the victims. But you can't, this is where today's wrestling fan really just gets at me, is that you can't carry this over into anything outside of real life. This is somebody's livelihood and they're a character on a wrestling show, but you can't go and attack them just because you don't like something about what they do. And everybody's got a voice, and that sucks.
Yeah. And I have a story on that. Pokemon trainer, $1.99 super chat. Thank you for that. Candice does Joey's mustache ride finish still. Okay, very good.
Yeah, see, and I don't know that. I didn't know that she still does his mustache ride finish, but, again, that's something that people are going to look at and they're going to balk.
Well, not a year ago, not quite a year ago, I met Marty Scurll. Is that how you say his last name?
Marty Scurll, yep.
Scurll, yes. I didn't know anything about Marty. I met him through a mutual friend. When I was at Disney, and he was lovely, very nice guy. Got along with him great. I put up a picture. I got so much hate thrown towards me. I didn't know why. I had just met the guy for the first time, and I honestly didn't know anything about the one incident that he had at one time where I don't even remember the whole story. But I was told afterwards that was the only thing he was ever accused from. But in the country that they were in, she was of legal age, and there's a whole backstory to it. But I was getting people hating me for putting that picture up, and I was just like, number one, I didn't know anything about that, but when I look back on the story, I'm just like, I was so confused because there were different accounts as to what happened. And if you don't know the people directly, you don't know what happened.
Right.
The girl was 16. She was legal. I guess in the state they were in, she was legal. My point was, people were coming at me and calling me names because I put up a picture with Marty because he was like, "You want to take a picture?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." You take a picture with people, and everybody was saying shit to me, and I was just like, "Oh my god, like stop! I didn't do anything wrong." It's just so weird, like you associate with someone, and you get the hate for it, but. I maybe in Candace's case, she has known him for so long. I mean, I don't know. I don't. How do you judge people on that? You know
Yeah,
what
I don't know.
mean? Like, why is she getting hate for it? Just judge the person. Judge him. Don't judge her. That's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just don't feel like I should have got name called, and people were calling me names because I put up and I was like, I didn't even know what was going on. I just met the guy.
I'm gonna call you a picture poster.
It was like 6 or 7 years after it happened, but he was very nice and a good worker. I don't know. What do I know?
He was top tier. I mean, he was originally slated in that group of the first AEW cast. The guys that were starting that revolution. Marty was a big deal and big part of it, and then gone.
Yeah,
just absolutely.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think she should be getting hate. I didn't think I should be getting hate. I don't know. There's a million stories out there.
I can give you a little just editorial. This is nothing factual. This is nothing that I can say outside of my own opinion. Something was going to happen with Joey Ryan eventually, because just from everything I had heard around Joey Ryan and very minimal contact with Joey Ryan from between things, something was going to happen eventually. It was that. And he even had an acting gig. He was on some Fox show as an extra, and people started tweeting at Fox.
Wow.
Hey, Fox, did you know that you're employing a, supposed rapist or whatever they said he is on your television? He didn't even have a line. He was holding a bottle of water.
Yeah, I think the difference between Joey and Marty, like Joey had so many women coming out, and I think wasn't Marty just like the one story. And I'm not justifying either.
Oh yeah, I don't know, 1 or 15, I don't know, but still.
I don't know what it was. I just I just remember seeing the picture at Disneyland. I was like, oh look, he got a job at Disneyland. Then a week later, oh, he doesn't work at Disneyland anymore. But people were hating on him for working at Disneyland. Oh, look at the loser, he's working at Disneyland. I was like, I work at Disneyland. I love Disneyland. I want to be the evil queen at Disney World. Nothing wrong with having a real job, guys. That's all I'm saying. Don't hate on people for making a living is my my message today. So
very nice.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, let's pull it up. Speaking of making a living, let's get this bad boy back in here. Keep it going, folks. Come on. We want to stay here on YouTube. I love the YouTube content that we're putting out. Your responses, your comments tickle me with everyone you leave. They're very funny.
That's
Francine replies to every comment. Not me. She replies to every comment. And you throw us a super chat. We're going to send this bad boy to Francine to be signed right there along the Cleve line. And you will join your triple threat buddy there. Throw it up one time. There you go.
That picture, I love that picture so much, but it makes me sad because every time I sign it, there's only 2 signatures.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad. But it's a great picture of the 4 of us, and anyone would be lucky to have that. So we have about 15, 20 tops to get those super chats in. He was working the Jungle Cruise, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, he was one of the skippers. So that's the picture I saw. And,
I would have reported him just for the bad comedy on the Jungle Cruise.
Can you imagine? I bet you his delivery was good, though. He's probably funny. I like the Jungle Cruise skippers. We booked our trip. We're ready to go. We're all set for next year, and very excited about it. A 16-day extravaganza, and we're now writing down restaurants that we want to get at 60 days out. You have to wake up at 5:45.
Ridiculous.
5:45 to get these reservations. I'm like, what? Yeah, you have to do that. So hey, man, if that gets me into Ohana, I'm gonna do it because I really want to eat there. Really want to eat there.
Would you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to eat there? Or
I
is
would just
5
set
your
my
limit?
alarm forever. What time? I don't care. I'll just set my alarm, man. It's all good. I love it.
By Disney when I was a kid, so I am putting you on blast because I missed William. I must have missed one a little bit further up.
Yeah, what does that mean? Oh, well, incoming hate comments? What? I don't know. Anyway, it's something to look forward to for us. And the winter sucks. I always hate the winter, but then I'm like, yeah, but the winter time brings Disney, so bring it on. I'm ready. Ready.
I got another interesting story that I
Please.
saw come across the news wire.
Okay.
Do you think it's time, now that Vince McMahon is gone, for Sable to be in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh,
Sable has been persona non grata, although her husband is making quite the living by being a WWE main eventer. Is it time for Sable to be recognized? That's been a big talk on social media. Sable was trending this morning without doing anything.
why was she banned from the Hall of Fame for Vince? I thought Vince was in love with her.
Well, I don't think it was that she was banned. I just think there's some bad blood.
Okay.
So this could
I
be
read, oh God, now I can't remember who it was. Somebody said they were at a bar with several WWE talent and with Vince. I just read this. And Sable walked by and Vince was like, yeah, I'm gonna F her, or I want
oh
to F
geez.
her, or something like that. And I was like, good Lord. Somebody said it in a shoot interview that they were with Vince. I don't know who it was, but I was like, oh, and the rumor was that like Vince was like so in love with Sable. I don't know. Again, allegedly. I say allegedly because I don't know if it's true. And I just, I read stuff, I hear stuff.
Well, here's why I ask, because Sable takes off in a way that I don't know if anybody could have imagined she would at a time where the business is getting more eyeballs than it ever has, and still to this day hasn't seen that level. How did Sable pushing the envelope help across the board as it related, help or hurt as it related to female talent?
She you either love her or you hate her, right? There's people who just love Sable and people who think Sable sucked. And I think that's for every talent out there. You get the people who love you, you get the people who hate you. What she did, I think what put her over the top were the hands on the breast. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't mind that as a female. That didn't bother me. Like, I thought that was edgy and kind of cool. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And it got the men's attention for sure. Now, are the other girls in the company going to be pissed off that she did that? Probably. Would the other girls do it though? Who knows? Maybe some would have, maybe some wouldn't. But Sable was being pushed to the gills at this point. And I mean, when I watched her, I thought she did some really cool stuff. Like, I wouldn't say I was the biggest mark for Sable, but I thought she was a good talent. Like, she didn't annoy me like some people do. And to be honest with you, there are people, and I'm not going to name who because I'm not a dick, but there are people that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame that I don't think deserve it. I think it was just like, we don't have anybody to put in this year. Let's put so-and-so in. You know what I mean? So I don't think Sable would be a bad idea because she did draw for the era that she was in. She was a huge name at that point. So why not?
Yeah, push the envelope further than anybody else did at that point. And another reason I wanted to ask you is because you have not at the moment because you haven't spoken, but you had a very close relationship with Tammy. Tammy leaves the WWF. Her and Sable did not get along. And they're actually, Jim Cornette released a memo that he had been issued through the WWF about Tammy getting in trouble for ripping Sable in a radio interview. Did Tammy say anything negative about her on this ascension, or did she not talk about it to anybody in the locker room and just kind of do it when she was in her media?
She didn't like her. Said she was a bitch, didn't like her, And I never met Sable and I knew Tammy. So I was just like, oh, really? And she's like, oh. and she would just whatever. What you heard in her shoot interviews is what you heard backstage. Same deal. Didn't like her, no talent, blah blah blah. I was like, okay. Not everybody gets along, and they didn't get along.
No.
You know, but my thing is I don't go the route of doing all these shoot interviews and burying people. I feel like it just, I don't know. I think it's a bad look. I think just keep your mouth shut and no comment, and don't talk about it, and don't put people over like that, good or bad. Just don't talk about them.
Yeah, and it's interesting for what everybody says about Tammy and how vocal she is. She really doesn't bury people unless it's Sable or there's a handful of others. She really goes in on. She's got comments to say.
Yeah.
The hatred for Sable has been that since 1996.
Yeah.
Everybody's known it. It was, even if you weren't a dirt sheet reader back in the 90s, you knew there was something between Sunny and Sable because they were never linked together in any kind of story. They never had interaction between the guys they were managing. There was clearly an issue between them.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, people don't get along. It's fine. It happens. But if I was her, I just wouldn't have been so vocal about it.
Yeah, maybe that.
I just would have been like, let's talk about something else. There's no need, and that's why to this day, I don't discuss bad blood. People want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. It's a waste of time. So.
And in the chat, they just said, what about the cat? Now, here's what I'll throw out there historically about the cat. Stacey Carter, for those that don't know the cat, she was basically put into the role that Sable had left the void of when Sable left the company. So the incident everybody knows of where Stacey Carter takes her top off on one of the pay-per-views basically was because they had lost that kind of sex appeal, pushing the envelope stuff they did with Sable on the shows, and the cat was kind of thrust into that spot months and months down the road. So I can't say the cat would be in that same kind of level as Sable as it came to pushing the envelope. But I mean, if Tammy's in the Hall of Fame, you got to put Sable in the Hall of Fame. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. And like Terry Reynolds, she was doing it too. I mean, she did something with her bare breast on, wasn't it on Shotgun or something?
Yes.
I think it was Shotgun
Saturday night.
Yeah. And that never bothered me. I didn't care. If the girls are comfortable with it, then go ahead and do it. Who cares? It gets people to pop. It gets people talking. And then, I might want to watch that show next week to see who takes their top off.
So you can just put the rumor out. Paul did not come with the handprints to the ECW arena and say, we need you to wear these.
No, but I had to wear, I put the X's on my boobs.
That's true. You did.
My top off. I mean,
yes, you did.
I did it, but I didn't do it on my own accord. I had somebody rip my shirt off me, and I was told not to make the X's apparent to anybody, but I put those suckers on huge so you would know that I wasn't naked underneath. I did it on purpose. I didn't care. So, yeah, I didn't want my bare breast hanging out. Like, put the littlest piece of tape that you can. Get out of here. No, I'm going to put these big old X's on me so I'm covered. I don't care.
What a time to be a wrestling fan.
And Jazz is like, really? We're in the back. Like, Jazz, you got to take my top off. Ugh, really? I'm like, yeah, you do. All right.
Well, we're getting to the tail end, so let's throw this up here one more time.
The last 8x10, Raffle, ladies and gentlemen. $5
signed by the franchise.
Get you this beautiful picture. I don't have those, so this is probably the only place you're going to get it. I do not have a copy of those for sale.
I recently acquired a wrestling photo collection. This was one of the photos in there. And knowing this signature about as well as I know my own, I know this is legit.
Absolutely. So. Oh, yeah. Shane has really nice penmanship for a dude.
Oh, yeah.
I tell him all the time, like, you write so eloquently, for like nice and neat. And it's just so nice, really. So, yep. Last call.
Tim Webb, go back about 15 minutes for your comment to be addressed.
What's that?
Tim Webb says the guy on the left is my favorite Target manager of all time.
Oh God, Tim, come on now.
Low hanging fruit.
Get over it. Let's see. William says, love Francine, took her bumps. More man than a lot of the men puffing their chest out today.
You're more man than a lot of the men.
I'm more manly than they are.
You
Thank you.
just said you had the tapes on your boobies, but you're more man than
Yes. Thanks, William. I appreciate that. Yeah, so off this weekend. I have another weekend off. Go figure. What am I doing this weekend? I'm doing laundry.
Oh, whoa.
Lots and lots of laundry. Well, it's going to be a rainy one here, so we're not going to get any time outdoors, unfortunately. So lots of laundry and cleaning up the house. I've been going for the last couple of days, so there's stuff to be done. Lost weights.
I'd like to get the Paul Heyman voiceover to you doing your laundry, saying, watch as Francine battles the socks to see how she can pair them up one by one.
Oh, that's funny. Lost Ways. Francine was the first woman I saw go through the table. Yeah, I was told I was the first woman who ever went through a table, at least in the US. I don't know. Awesome, huh? I miss Bam Bam too. He was bouncer at Asbury Park. Yep. He was a big dude, but he floated like a butterfly. Let it be the girl's choice. Yes, Sam, I agree. I don't think anybody should be forced into doing something they're not comfortable with, but if they were comfortable with it, then go for it. Why
That's all
not?
you can do. Just, if a creative writer has an idea and knows how to present it, and that's why, I feel like an idea has to come from the top. Can't be some writer or somebody who's not going to be the real, the check marker in the book. I think that something like that has to be approached by the man in charge and say, hey, is this something you feel comfortable doing? They say yes, or they say no, but ... maybe if you change this and this, I'll do it.
Right. No, I agree. And the thing with Paul is it was nice because if I wasn't comfortable with something, I can tell him and we can try and work around it. But for the most part, I was lucky in my career and I didn't have to really politic or bargain with anybody. So it was a good time.
I love it.
All right. Nice. Well, I believe we're going to pick a winner. How about we do that?
Winner. Just don't pick your nose.
I'm not going to pick my nose, but we're going to pick a winner here. And good luck to everybody. And let me put this in front of here so we can see. And your winner today oh, wait a minute. She's not even here. This is an old one.
There's an old one in there.
That was for those who think I'm lying. This says Christy on it, and she's not even here today. I'm sorry.
Christy's not here. My goodness gracious.
Wait a minute. This is an old one. This says Vinny. Oh my God. Hold on. What are these old ones doing in here? Damn the man. Oh my God. Get out of here. Oh my God, what the hell?
Didn't you empty it before?
No, I forgot to empty it. Jesus, I'm so sorry. Until I see somebody from today.
It's a couple extra minutes to get it in.
That's an old one. What the frig?
Tim Webb says, hey, I'm Christy.
That's an old one. Oh, no, this is a new one. This is a new one.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
Sorry, this is Brent.
Brent? Was it
Brent?
Brent?
The first, I chose all old people. This is the first new one I got. It was Brent. Brent, are you still in here? I hope so. Can you tell him where to
So here's where you're going to send it. You're going to send it as well as any questions that people are going to have. You're going to send this to this
It's
email.
not fixed, William. I swear to you. I forgot to empty it from the old people. Dan the man's not here today.
All right. So for Brent,
he's not here.
Brent, you're going to email this email address.
This is the first one. He's not here. Oh, Jesus. Should I pick again? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, hit the mute. Give him a second just to make sure he's not here.
All right. Brent's not here. This is what I'm told.
Hey, Ted, we don't know if that's true yet, just in case. So, Brent.
All right, well, let's just give Brent one more minute. And if he's not here, I'll pick again. Because when this happens, if the person's not here, we never hear from them.
No, we never do.
And we never send. I want to send out this prize. So we'll pick again. Oh my God. Sam, I can pick my nose.
Brent.
I'm going to give him a second.
Brent.
Absolutely.
Let's go, Brent.
I know, William. It's okay. I don't think he's in here.
Brent, I'm sorry, but
oh, Brent.
maybe the next time we'll get you back in.
All right, we're going to do it again. Here we go. Please be somebody from today, because I'm a moron. No, it's not somebody from today. This is Dan. Dan wasn't here today.
No, Dan the man is not here.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Hey, look, we had a lot of people show up to this last one we did the couple weeks ago.
Doing?
Come on,
right,
people.
how about this one?
Who is that?
Oh my God, it's William.
William.
William, you talk shit and you won. William won. He's right there. He's still in the room.
William, you're going to email this email address on the screen. You're going to send the address to this email address, okay? Forget about Brent. Brent's old news.
Did he leave because I healed him? I was only kidding. William, you're the winner.
William,
are you here?
You were in here the whole time.
Dear God.
I swear, it's like
there
every
he
time.
is. William.
There we go. Finally. Okay.
What a freaking
William,
mess.
Email
Look, right now,
this.
he's all out.
Right here. Email this email address, and then you can send me that address, and we'll get you the picture in the next week or so.
Sam, I'm sorry, Sam. Oh. Sam, maybe next time. I'm so sorry. I only picked 8 names. You think Sam would have been one of them. Good Lord. I'm sorry, Sam. All right. Do we have William? I'm a mess. Guys, you know that by now. Come on.
Okay, couple more things before we get out of here.
Okay.
We have a brand new email address to send your questions to Francine for our podcast for Eyes Up Here. Whether we answer them and post them on YouTube or we put them on the audio version of our podcast, it's on the Creative Control Network and all the podcast feeds that you can get on your phone or your mobile device. We're accepting active submissions. Anything and everything you want to ask Francine. It can be the longest question of your life. It can be 2 words. It can be whatever you need it to be. All podcast questions at gmail.com. We want to answer these questions, right? We want to hear what the people have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can answer them probably in an extra or on the main show or on another YouTube Live. So get those questions in and we'll get it going for you. Right? What do we have on? What do we?
So we are not sure what week we're going to be posting this on.
Yeah, what are we promoting?
So I'm going to throw you this. I actually got bad news for you. We do have to record that one spare.
Oh, why?
Because we only had 5. We said it in theory. We never did the one episode. So you and I have to reconvene again. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry. I know it's the worst thing in the world is to spend the rest of the afternoon with me, but
damn it. All right.
We're going to check out one of my favorite Francine involved matches of all time. Just incredible, taking on the Japanese buzzsaw Tajiri for the ECW Heavyweight Championship. Brutal night for the Queen of Extreme.
That was such a good match. That's one of my favorite matches ever. So good. Loved it. Can't wait to watch it and talk about my good friend Tajiri, who spit in my face.
Choked you. He did.
I love it. Thank God COVID wasn't around back then. I would have had it all over my face.
You. He did like a million things that night.
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of spots then. I was actually Justin's tag team partner in that.
You were
that thing. Yeah,
I would concur. Also, in the possible epic fail category, we don't know yet. We're going to look at some insane porn dialogue. So the corny words used in a porn movie, we're going to listen to a clip and read a bunch of bad dialogue.
Perfect. Okay, that sounds good. And then one more?
And one more. This one is worth the price of admission alone. We are going to look at crazy Bills fans in the Bills Mafia. Holy Nikes.
Anybody in this chat from Buffalo? And why are you people so crazy when it comes to tailgating these Buffalo Bill games? I don't understand it. There's a lot of nonsense going on here, and we're going to talk about it. So that should be a fun video.
You're maniacs, but we're going to watch you, and we're going to comment on you. That's on Patreon, patreon.com/Francine Podcasts. Again, you can get the audio version of our podcast on the Creative Control Network podcast feed. It's on Spreaker as well as iTunes and wherever you get your daily podcast RSS feeds. For me, if you want to check me out, it's at ChatEMB on Twitter, at IB Exclusives on Instagram. And my website is ibexclusives.com. And please, if you're going to support the Chadster, check out season 3 of Get My Go, which starts October 1st, which is tomorrow for those keeping track at home. A new season with all new targets. Just remember, we're coming for you.
The least I could do is answer Sam's last question. The mist, what does it taste like? I don't know, Sam. I didn't have it in my mouth. I had it spat on me. So you would have to ask Chidiri what it tastes like. I think it's like food coloring. I don't know, mixed with who the hell knows what they mixed that with. I have no idea. But I know it's hard to get off your skin because I had it in my ears and in everywhere, and it was disgusting. But I would just like to plug my next couple appearances. I have been added to the Inktacular wrestling convention. That's on Saturday, October 15th. It's in a place called Kenilworth, New Jersey. And I'll have the information on my Twitter. The headliner is Bret Hart. And there's also going to be Rikishi and Eddie Edwards there, and the Blue Meanie and me. So that should be a good one. And I will also be on Saturday, October 16th. I'll be at the Baltimore Celeb Fest from 12 to 4. And I will also be at Heroes and Legends on Saturday, October 29th with the franchise, Shane Douglas, and that is courtesy of the Heated Shenanigans podcast. And for all this information, you can just go to my Twitter account. It is at ECW Diva Francine. That's where all my social media is. And if you guys have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get our notifications, and like and comment these videos. It does really help. It helps the algorithm. The more you comment, the more it helps us. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're very close to 6,000 right now. We have a lot of work to do. So I always appreciate when you guys either subscribe or retweet what I tweet to help us grow that subscriber count. So thank you. Thanks everybody for coming today. I hope you all have a great weekend. And I love you guys. So God bless and thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll catch you next time live, maybe a little spooky next time we see you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Catch you later, YouTube.
Bye-bye.